for around 2 to 3 years as a casual worker, basically a part-timer, let's say. So that is how I started my career in this industry. Meanwhile, I was also doing my bachelor's in I was doing in ICH in Kathmandu. And talking about my internship, I did my internship in China. So as you also know that China is a very good destination for tourists. And I was sent to China in one of the very good property of Crowne Plaza itself. So I did my internship over there for 1 year, where I could learn some Chinese language also. So it became a very strong point that could take me forward when I was back to my country itself. And when I came back in the year 2016, I joined Hyatt Regency, and I worked there for around 2 years, 3 months, and I had a great team over there. I learned a lot about the industry and also could utilize my learnings in the department. And then slowly I planned and then shifted my career to with Soaltee Crowne Plaza as I am working as a Crown Meeting Executive. That means that I work for the company in the sales and marketing department, where I have to sell the rooms and the banquet. Basically, I sell the hotel itself, let's say. Okay, so that is what I've been doing from the last 1 year, 7, 8 months now, and I'm very happy to be with that team. So that was my introduction, and so anything, Prakash, sir, that you would like to take forward with the questions you said later?
Yes, sir. So without wasting much more time, sir, I'm just going to put my query, sir. So thank you so much, sir, for your brief introduction from your side also, from the Robin sir side also. So first my query is, sir, it is basically related towards the COVID-19 situations that we are facing in the present time, especially the different fields like the colleges, like the student teachers, like the hoteliers and the hotel property and the different sectors also, sir. So first, my query is regarding survival and revival actions of Soaltee Crowne Plaza in post-COVID-19 era, sir.
Okay, so this is a very good topic to discuss in this current phase because
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
we all know that what COVID-19 has been all over the world, and we are very unhappy about that. All the people lives, so we all are concerned about the thing. And talking about the influence of COVID-19 in our industry, yes, it is a very bad situation, let's say, that we are facing right now because of COVID-19. Like most of the hotels, all the hotels in Kathmandu or Nepal or all over the world, they are basically
Yes, sir.
facing a lot of issues because of cancellations or whatever, let's say, because the travel, basically hotel industry lives because of the travel that is made by people from one country to another, whether it is for business reason or for leisure or for any purpose. Like they can plan for the wedding, for any purpose they plan to move from one country to another to travel, where that is where they need the hotels. But now in this situation, hotels are facing a lot of issues because obviously without the transportation means, let's say, whatever it is, via air trans air transportation or via road transportation, it is not possible to make it to the destination country. So some of the experiences that I would like to share is whenever the COVID-19 influence started, like around 3 months back, let's say. So it was like cancellations were all over coming in email randomly, like many cancellations, because it was confirmed that people were not traveling because they would not lose their life just
Yes,
to
sir.
travel and make business or take the leisure purpose. So it started in that way, and then we obviously had to look, and then being Crown Plaza being in part of IHG Intercontinental Hotel Group gave us the guidelines from then that time till the date today, that we have been using the same guidelines. Like it's a long guideline that we have, but still we use the same guideline that is to be done with our guests and with our clients and also with the consumers. So what IHG has planned is differently. As being a chain hotel, that Crown Plaza will do these all things, or these all are mandatory for Crown
Yes,
Plaza
sir.
if they want to guest after the COVID-19 is over. So till the date we are not yet confirmed about the new medicine or whatever prevention is going to come for the COVID-19. but still what we have tried our best for the revival in future is, so whichever bookings were there beforehand that were cancelled or whichever is postponed, that will be there still after this COVID-19 issue is over, and then we will head back to the same Crown Plaza again. That is already there. And the next new business that we want to bring with us, that is to be searched yet. Those are what guests feel or guest whatever the people want for now when they are at the hotel is their safety first. So what we have done is, especially Crown Plaza here, Kathmandu, we have also aligned with the Beer Hospital in Nepal here, so that they came to our property and also checked whether all our sanitation, all our hygiene proposed met the standard or not. And as per the ISG guidelines and with the help of the Nepal government's Bir Hospital, some doctors were there in our hotel that how the restaurant should operate, how the rooms should be cleaned. The way is totally changed. Like however we used to do it first, like as per the standard procedure in housekeeping department, like we get into the room and then clean the restrooms first, do the things in the restroom, and then we cover up the room and then come back and get back of the room. But we have changed the procedures as per the IAG standard. So that is how we have planned for the further days. And like we also know that we have to maintain the social distancing and 3 meter, 6 meter, 6 feet, 3 feet, however we call it. So what this we have made made a plan, and then we have made a layout where we can organize like in a restaurant, people will be seated over there, guests will be there, but with a distance. That means we will have a loss somehow, because long time back we used to do event of around 900,000 people, 1,500 people in the same banquet hall, let's say. But now we will not be able to
Yes,
do
sir.
that. We'll have to do it around for maximum with the social distancing approach. So this is how we have planned. And
Yes,
right now also the food delivery that we are doing from our property is very hygienic, and obviously we do follow all the procedures that is given by the Nepal government and also by the ISG. And for now that is the business for us. And whenever the transportation will open up, and then we will have, let's see if the government plans and then we get to a conclusion about the rates and all, then we'll also have we also will have the people will have to be quarantined, like sir said. Sir was we had a small talk about that also. So that is how we are planning for the day, sir.
okay, thank you so much, sir. So it's because of the international chain, I was obviously they will provide the different set of the guidelines to how to revive the business scenario. Obviously, Soaltee Crowne Plaza will obviously follow that same guidelines. So next, my query is, so how do you analyze the future career of hotel management students in post-COVID-19 era, especially in the context of Nepalese hotel industry? So our students are very much curious about to know about this.
Obviously, Prakash sir, this is a question, I used to ask not so long back to the people who I knew, because this is a question that comes in our mind whenever we are doing our bachelor's course. So
So of
how
course,
do I?
of course.
This thing is, being a student, we will see a hotel as a very large industry, and then it is something like wow, a hotel, a room, a
Yes,
restaurant. This is what we see as a student. But whenever we have done our bachelor's and then we get into the human resource department, let's say, because that is the first thing where we get in the human resource, and then the first day of your interview, okay, now what am I going to
yes,
do? I
sir.
have to somewhere in my
Mm-hmm.
book some of the pictures. I have done my internship, but what do I do now next? What is next? Which department am I going to? That is all to be pre-planned by
Yes,
the student. So what I feel personally about this is, the career of the students that have completed the bachelor's course here in Nepal will obviously have a lot of opportunities to be grabbed in Nepal itself. But for that, but for that, the student will have to be capable enough. It is not that hotels are opening up, there are a lot of opportunities. That means the student will go take the college name. Let's say, let's take an example of our college itself. Let's
mm-hmm.
take a student goes with for an interview and then faces the interview. But if he is not, if the student personally is not capable enough for the position, like whatever the company wants, whatever the hotel wants, they will want their staff to be potential. They will want their staff to be talented so that they can take over the business in a better way. So that is why they need the staff. And for that, the students themselves will have to build the confidence level, the communication skills that they need to have. The, let's say, our industry that especially wants a person with a very very good sense of humor, let's say, he or she will have to know the guest within like 5 to 6 minutes whenever they are meeting for the first time. Taking an example of the front office or even the F&B department, if the guest will approach you, or or you will approach the guest, in meanwhile like around 2 to 3 sentences with the guest, you whatever you communicate with the guest, you'll have to be clear about how the guest wants me to deal with him. It's not like randomly talking to your family members or your neighbors. It's a different approach that you'll have to make in the industry. And the
Yes,
third
of
thing
course, sir.
that
Okay.
yeah, with the beard, but this is not what I am. Okay, extremely sorry because of the COVID-19 that I've been in home, and then my lifetime. This is my first time I'm with beard. And I feel happy
It's
that
because of
I
the
am with the
lockdown
beard right now.
situation.
But especially right, correct. So grooming and personality development is one of the major factor of a BHM candidate or a BHM student. That is a compulsion. That is a compulsion. You'll have to be well groomed. You'll have to have a personality that you need to face everyone with the same personality, with good communication skills that I've already said, and with confidence. So for the students of bachelor's in hotel management, it is not that okay, so I couldn't go for science or I couldn't go for any other faculties, so I came to hotel management. This is not going to work. This is not going to work. Hotel management is something that is also one of the very 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 potential job offers, that is where we gain from. And then yeah, like I said, we will have to build our own skills and on we'll have to develop ourselves with the rights of, because like taking an example of the industry that is growing right now in our country. So as you can see, there are many 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 hotels coming up. Like taking an example of
Yes, of
hotel,
course.
because so Sheraton is coming up there in Tamil with like around, they will have 400 and more rooms if I'm not wrong, because the building is so tall. So there is already Aloft is there,
Mhm.
which is a property. Marriott is there, newly opened, and our own property with IHG. I am associated with IHG, so Holiday Inn is planning to come up in Kathmandu. So obviously, yes, the students will have a lot
Yes,
of
sir.
opportunity.
Mhm.
This is how I see.
Yes, sir. So in my point of view also, lots of big properties are coming. It's because of the situation. Maybe after the pandemic situation gets over, then obviously our students uh,
Correct.
obviously get the different set of opportunities, like you said. So thank you, sir. So next, my query is like this: in your opinion, what are the extra qualities beside the theoretical and practical knowledge that a BHM student must have in order to start a career in the hotel industry of Nepal in post-COVID-19 era, especially if any such extra qualities?
Okay, so being a hotel management student, and then what I personally feel is, before being a hotel management student, we are a human being, and then we will have to survive in this world by doing one of the job or maybe one of the business. We'll have to get money to survive in this world. So it's always believe in yourself, do hard work, but hard work doesn't mean that hard work would lead to success. Like it is not like whenever you do hard work a lot, it will not lead you to success. It is a different world right now. So for example, let's say in the animal world, we have donkey who works a lot. Like he does or it does a lot of work, always with carries a lot of loads and then run here and there, but at last it is not the king of the jungle. So it is something like that in the current situation. So what we should believe is, we should we should never compare ourselves to any other people in the world itself. Let's say we all are uniquely made by our God. So we basically have to find something different in ourselves. So that will lead somewhere in our career, that will lead us somewhere in a very good position. That is what I believe. And personally, if you would like to know something from me about future career, what I would suggest is I have some beautiful experiences in my own life. So when I completed my bachelor's and then came back to
Yes, sir,
Nepal
of course.
for around 6 months, let's say for 4 to 6 months, I was jobless. So with my bachelor's degree and with my experiences of around 3 years in kitchen department and with international exposure and also with the international language, I couldn't find any job in 6 months. So you just imagine I was back with my bachelor's degree in my hand, and then I was roaming here and there in this Tamil area or to find a job of even I was okay with any kind of job. I could also go. I also went to some of the very good restaurants in town, and then somewhere somehow they had already fulfilled their requirement of this stuff, so they couldn't get me in their companies. And also I tried to various go to of Nepal, but I knew that I would approaching and I never gave it back on myself. So this is how I dealt, and then I went to high agency and getting over there and then started my career. So what I basically mean with this sentence is after we complete our bachelor's level also we'll have to keep on building skills. Like for now, however, we might
Yes, sir.
files all of us, but now in this current situation of COVID-19, we are all in home, and we will
Yes, sir.
always we look into our mirror, like are we sleeping? I know right now happening in the wherever we are right now not working, and then we are working from home. Whatever we are doing, we are basically wasting our time by sleeping like 2 more hours or 3 more hours, and then waking up late. This is what we are doing wrong. So how I think, like we can have international, we have internet everywhere, we can have some good training sessions by different people, like now today we are connected here, like different great people are here, I know. So we can share our skills, share our knowledge about whatever we know, and then we can every day with in this situation also. Like we I can go to my bed and then sleep for whole day also, but it's better if we utilize the time that we have right now. And then obviously if you are trying to do something good, it will just take 21 days to make a routine of it. So that is how I see, sir. And I think it is us who need to improve ourselves to get things done. It is not others who will snatch us and then take us away with them to get job or to get any success in life. That is how I feel.
Okay, thank you so much. So obviously, we need to have some sort of determination inside so that we can do a lot more better. So we can upgrade ourselves and upgrade our skills, whatever that we have learned. Obviously, so you have shared us your experience. So similarly, we can develop ourselves. So in my queries also, I have got the whole view. So regarding this, obviously, don't lose hope. Obviously, we get the different sort of futuristic career in the place hotel industry also. So in my point of view, this is what I have found. I know Rabin sir.
Also,
अच्छा. So मेरो स्पेसली क्वेरिजहरू चाहिँ यही नै थियो सर. अब सायद हाम्रो स्टुडेन्टहरूसँग पनि केही क्वेरिजहरू अभियसली होला. त्यसलाई चाहिँ पालो पालो स्टुडेन्टको तर्फबाट पनि सरलाई चाहिँ क्वेरीहरू
हुन्छ सर,
राख्नको लागि चाहिँ फ्लोर ओपन गरौँ होला है.
हुन्छ सर, हुन्छ.
हजुर. रबिन सर.
Okay, sir. If you have any questions, then you can write in the chat box, or you can raise your hand, and so that we can open the virtual floor to you.
Okay.
If you have any questions to ask with Rabin Ranabhat sir regarding the career, regarding some his experiences for your career growth, something like that. So you can go on, and I've also sent the link of the attendance. Please do not forget to mark your attendance. Rabin sir, हजुरले चाहिँ गर्नु पर्दैन. I ask all the remaining participants to make their attendance. It is a record for you as well, and we are providing the digital certificates for you that will be signed by our speaker for today, Rabin Ranabhat sir, and our principal sir, and myself. Three signatures will be there in the digital signature. हामीले त्यो चाहिँ गर्दैछौँ सर. अब भर्चुअल फ्लोर ओपन गरिसकेपछि सर्टिफिकेट्सहरू पनि it is something like certificate of attendance or certificate of participation. You'll be receiving them
Participation.
after within 1 hour after the end of this webinar. So if you have any questions, let's go with it, and I'll be sending the link once as well. There is Robin Bosnet is raising his hand. Robin, you can unmute yourself and ask question to Robin sir. The three Robin are here.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. Respected all the delegates. Respected Robin, sir. I I see you are very young person. I don't know how much young you are, but like you seem very young. So my question is regarding young by age. Like as a young person by age in hospitality industry, but with good intellectual skills and other skills, like how much do you suffer in terms of working environment or in terms of getting a new entry in the industry, or in terms of promotion, like how much do you suffer by in terms of young age, like but not in terms of good intellectual skills, but in terms of good young age.
So age is something that dumped me in my first stage of life. Okay, that is how I started. Because when I was 16, we get the citizenship of Nepal, if I'm not wrong. So as soon as in my life that I'm sharing the experience with you, Robin. So how it went is when I was 16, I took my citizenship. I went to apply for the on-the-job training in Hyatt Regency. So what happened is this is my personal experience that I'm sharing is what happened is the first interview I went in and then everything was fine, but what the HR person told me was you are too young. That was the last sentence that I got from them. Yes, I was very young. I was just around 16 years, 6 months, and I went to apply for a training because I was too concerned about my career. I wanted it to grow so rapidly, but it didn't went well in that time. So I had to wait for around 6 more months, and then I applied back again when I was 17. जुङ्गाको रेखी पनि थिएन क्या मेरो, एकदम सानो थियो रेखी होइन. So that was the time when I started my career. People used to laugh. हाँस्थे मान्छेहरू यत्रो फुच्चे के गर्छ, what will this guy do? So this is like bully is something that happens, but still I had to face those issues, and those negative things changed it into me personally as a positive thing that I want to build in myself. So that त्यो सबै नकारात्मक कुराहरू आएर चाहिँ I used to get hit a lot, and then I used to work out for myself. Like I used to develop skills that those people who were telling this all they didn't have. So that is why I'm telling you I went to do my internship in China rather than going to Dubai or rather than doing it in Nepal, because I already have had that much of experience. I was young with the 3 years of experience already, and then I was planning to move forward with my career, but I was supposed to have something different than other people. So that is why I went to China for my internship long back then, because Chinese were the new tourists that are basically increasing day by day in Nepal. So I knew that Chinese बोले त केही चाहिँ हुन्छ है भन्ने मलाई थाहा थियो. So that is why this is how I came differently in this industry. So right now also when the Prime Minister the president of China was here. I was along in the hotel for 3 days serving during those times. So it was like a good experience that I had, because meeting a president of China is not a joke for me. That is something very big. And I was working for a beautiful property, Soaltee Crowne Plaza, where he was there for 3 days. And then I was one of the person in the hotel who could understand Chinese. And then I was with some small people. Small people means, that means those people who were in the team of the president on, and also with the security, so that I could learn something, and then share something that is from Nepal to them, from China to us also. So this is how things have been going on in my life. And yes, obviously I am not too old. I am young. I am young.
Thank you, sir. Like, may I ask another question, Robin, sir?
Sure.
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, I also recently completed my internship in China, so uh, I know the situation, how we work over there. I know the technology, how, like, what they use. So, like, I want to know what you also said you also completed your internship over there. So I want to know what difference you find in the Crown Plaza of China and Crown Plaza of Nepal in terms of like working environment, working styles, and technology.
Robin sir, I'll make you hold for 1 minute, because this question has been asked by Sam Adhikari. If I'm not wrong, is Sampaneshwar Adhikari, our seventh batch student. He has written that I've also done my internship in Crown Plaza in China. So my question is, how easy is it to work in same ISG group after bachelor's compared to other hotel group? It is similar type of question. So I kept you on hold. So I hope you got it now.
Sure, sir. Sure, sure. So I got it. So I know that means you have been to China. So if I'm not wrong, you have learned some Chinese language also. So I don't know how much you have learned. So when I was there, I said that I used to speak a lot rather than focusing towards working, because as per my planning, what I knew was, it is not work that will define me back when I'm back to Nepal. It is the language that will differentiate me. So I was totally focused in Chinese only. So I don't know how much skilled you guys are in Chinese language, but I believe you guys are. And as Sir said also, ISG, what they have, not only ISG, all the brands, what will be the support in your life, in your career ahead is, if you have worked for one ISG in one of the countries, and you have applied for ISG in Nepal, like we are in Nepal right now. So ISG in Nepal basically is now Crown Plaza only Crown Plaza in Kathmandu. So new upcoming is Holiday Inn is coming up. So yes, the first priority will be person from ISG that has worked international, with the international exposure. They will obviously be taken as a first priority. Until and unless you are skillful, until and unless either to take you or not with your skills, however, but the first priority is like, फर्स्ट अगाडि राखिन्छ, दोस्रोलाई सेकेन्डमा राखिन्छ, one of the ISG, obviously. And another question was, you said how you want to link the China. Yeah, so the work culture in China and Nepal is totally different. तपाईँहरूले देख्नुभयो होला how they used to work in China and how we work here in Nepal. So we are strict and we do very good job, is what I see. If you guys work there, you would find that you are a supervisor of your supervisors, if I'm not wrong. So they basically get 6 month training and then they get job. त्यो किन भएको भन्दा they do not have, हामी जस्तो, like what we do is we have a bachelor's course of 3 years. We know about a small detail about the hotel also. What is a mitochondria? What is a mitochondria? How you pronounce it? That also we know. But in Chinese context, it is totally different. They work because they have to work. but we were between Chinese and Nepal's work culture in hotel industry. Like, however, you have learned in your BHM that didn't match in your China's context, if I'm not wrong, because most of the thing that the Chinese people do is not as specific as what we learn in our bachelor course, but it is truly a different word, and then you learn it truly differently, but that will obviously be used in your industry here. It is not like China is useless also. No, you will have something to relate in this industry also. And especially what I said, you have been to China, so language to obviously cover. Like earlier, you guys have idea about the language. Don't know how much you can speak well or not, but you should take that thing as a own. I know Chinese बोलना आउँछ. You should be confident enough whenever you are going for an interview. So, any other questions?
Thank you, sir.
If you have any questions, you can also write in chat box. I repeat, and you can also raise your hand. It's for you. I've not seen all the hands raising. So, Prakash sir, would you like to add more?
Uh, I don't have more, sir. I just only had three. So you can put yours well, sir.
Okay.
Robin, sir.
Okay, Robin sir, I'll be asking a few questions that I have.
Sure.
How does Soaltee Crowne Plaza motivate its staffs? How do you
Wow,
get
a very great.
motivated? How do you get motivated from your seniors, from the management, or from the chain property itself?
So, okay, this how I would like to relate this question is because most of us we are students over here in this platform.
Exactly.
So we have studied about our organizational behavior. That is a subject kind of thing in our textbook. So somehow whatever we have studied in our books, and however it is related to the industry or the corporate culture, so it is different in different companies. So I have worked with around 3 different brands already. So I see differences in how they keep their staff. Like for now, being an associate of Soaltee Crowne Plaza, I am much more motivated because let's it again goes to my personal feeling because whenever I joined Soaltee Crowne Plaza, it it's been around 1 year, 7, 8 months right now. So the exposure that I get from my property from this company, the exposure, the international exposure that I get. Uh, I have represented Soaltee Crowne Plaza in China in last December. I was in China with the Hotel Station Nepal. I was with the team over there representing my own property. And meanwhile, uh, I also was in Mumbai last one year back for a sales place. I went there. So it's two times that I have already been to other countries out of international venture, let's say. I have been to India and China recently. This is all how basically my company motivates me. These exposures I didn't get it in my last company, but this was what I got in this company. And also, what ISG does in our property is it's all over the world with ISG. I believe two great personalities here. They have already worked with ISG. They know about the winning ways Wednesday. That is something we call WWW in our IHG. So we celebrate every week. We celebrate our something that is done differently by our staff. Like whenever if a guest gives some good comments about the staff, or whenever we have a guest comment about a staff, we bring it in front of a group of people in Wednesday, and then we do a small kind of gifting program or appreciation letter of appreciation. We deal it this way in our property. And yes, obviously the talented people, the people with the skills, they are sent to different kind of international trainings also. like being a Nepali from here and then traveling abroad as a to do a training only for 3 days and then coming back. That really feels great. That is why I have been loving to work with this company, with the IAG. And I believe it also depends upon the it also has some influence from the owners and the owning company, but I feel very good. That is how uh, Soaltee Crowne Plaza has been keeping me with themselves, and I really love to stay with this property for now.
Okay, and one more question. It is a bit personal. It might be a bit personal question. What we were taught is out of the five-star hotels of Nepal, Hyatt Regency and Soaltee Crown Plaza are among the best ones. And what currently we are teaching is also the same because we can now add Marriott to the list. And as you have already told, few hotels are under the construction phase. They will be opening soon. Most of the hotels are targeted at the 2020 year, our visit Nepal year. You worked in the best two properties of Nepal, both in Hyatt and ISG or Soaltee Crown Plaza. Can you share any differences in SOPs or working environment in Hyatt Regency and Soaltee Crown Plaza?
Yes, sir. Actually, it is not a big difference, but something is really different. Like as you also know, and I also know that Hyatt Regency is a younger property, a lot younger, like 30 years younger than Soaltee Crowne Plaza. So the work culture and the people are very very different. Like let's say Nepali for a while, Hyatt ma chahi youngsters, and then the average age would be 35 to 40. Sorry, 25 to 40 basically. Average staff ko year age liyo bhane. Whereas in Soaltee it is not that. It is different. It is like around 45 is the average age. So people have been serving that company from last 50 years already. People, what they say is, when you were not even born, I was working in this company. So that is how old people are over there. But still, they have that feeling, a family kind of thing, and then they love each other. They have the link up, like how they work is very different, and then they feel like whenever we get into that into the hotel, and then it is like our family. It was with the previous company also, but as I said, there is a difference, and then the culture is little bit different because how it works in Nepal's government office also. uh, like however we talk to people, it is different whenever we are dealing with a very very experienced person that has been working for around 21 to 25 years in the same department, in the same position, doing the same day same work every day. So obviously he can close his eyes, or he can close his eyes and then do the things randomly, and it would be perfect. So it is a different learning that we do in this property, and it is a different learning that I did in the last property. So it is experience that what I believe I should collect. So I have collected Chinese experience that was with a total teenager kind of thing. All of them were 18, 25. I used to have a manager. My front office manager was just 25. Which property? The property that I used to work in China, he was just 25. So that I was really amazed when I saw him. But when I came back, right now in Nepal, it is not that, because we used to have very very less hotels, and then we used to have a tough competition. But now we will have a lot of hotels, and we'll still have a tough competition because we have a lot of BHM colleges also. I think the students pass out match the standard of the international brand upcoming in town. So yes, sir. Let me not go out from there.
Okay. And there is another question in the chat box. Sam Adhikari says, uh, sir, how much vacancy does Soaltee Crown Plaza provide for the new bachelor completed students? He's saying that how much opportunity does Soaltee Crown Plaza provide to the BSME students? It might be his question, sir.
Sir, so what I see basically is, like I have been telling the same thing back and again. It depends upon you itself, like how you face the interview, how you are. If you are fit for the position, yes, obviously. And Soaltee Crowne Plaza, especially, me personally, what I say is, yes, it is one of the best property in town where they take a fresher in a very good position. we have different platforms where people can get. We do apprentice, like a different program we have where we give opportunities to a fresher, where they can learn for a year, and then they can, if they prove themselves as the best one, then they can get job over there. Or we also take a fresher as in our different departments as in a very good position if they are skillful in, and if they are capable for the position. It is not something like fresher, oh law bhanera cv नै नहेरिकन चाहिँ फाल्दैन. That is what I can see.
Okay, and there is another question from Rosan Acharya. He's our third semester student. You want suggestion from your side whether to do internship in Nepal or in abroad?
So in this context, what I say is I would like to ask you a question, sir Robin. So hazurko student, if they are going anywhere right now, working for a day like casual worker, do you send your
Yeah,
students in
yeah,
that?
yeah, exactly. We send for casual staffs as well.
So in that case, what I suggest is you should if you have a good family background, if your family can support you, and then yeah, obviously you'll have to go abroad. And then what I believe is, if you go abroad, you also can collect if if you can go abroad, you obviously can get some money that you can bring back to the country, and then pay it back to the family itself if you cannot. That is what I did, because I was not trying to go abroad, and then my family supported me a lot, and then I came back, and then I had to go to China and then come back. The expense was quite much that time also. So if you want, you can go abroad. That is what I prefer. What I want you guys to do is go abroad, because you have already seen the work styles. You know the local language. Basically, you already know how to communicate in Nepali. नेपालीमा जहाँ गएर प्लेट उठा भनेको र इङ्ग्लिसमा चाहिँ अलिकति फरक पर्छ, इज वाट आई मिन टु से. So you'll get a lot new things to learn about.
Okay, and we have Roshan
Okay.
Misra. He's also raising his hand. So Roshan, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Good afternoon and namaste to all the teacher and my friends, and especially I want to greet Mr. Robin sir, and I have a question to him, that how could be a how could a BHM student can contribute to the hospitality industry while he is in his reading phase? How could he contribute to the hospitality industry being a student?
Very good question, actually. So BHM, being a BHM student, what you do is you go to college as the practical छ यार भनिन्छ. We go to practicals, eat, रमाइलो हुन्छ, we drink cocktails, and then we go back home. So what you do specially extra? के गर्छौ त्योभन्दा बाहेक? What you do? So what you feel like मैले यो गरेँ भने चाहिँ contribute हुन्छ जस्तो चाहिँ, what you personally feel? Can I have that answer?
Actually, अब यो जोस् BHM पढिरहेको बेला त अब जोस् we generally focused on our discipline, punctuality. We did everything what we should do in a future. We try to be we try to secure a good marks. So I don't have such an experience over this industry. So I want to get an answer from the experienced one.
Okay, so what you basically need to do is what I would say suggest is, um, after mainstream, whatever you do, mainstream lifestyle, like you study every day, you go to college, you study the theoretical book, and then you do your practical session. And if you can manage time, or if you can do something extra, like to support the hospitality industry, what you can do, or to make a career in future, like what skills you can develop. uh, we have a very use internet, like internet is very used, and then you can get everything over there. So देखेर पनि धेरै कुरा सिकिन्छ, is what I mean to say. You can have some online trainingsहरू तपाईँको online trainingsहरू पनि दिइरहेको हुन्छ. अनि internationally different people, गुगल गर्नुहोस्, अलिकति गुगलमा तपाईँले आफ्नो रिसर्चहरू गर्नुहोस् को छ. So I believe you guys have watched about the Burj Al Arab भन्ने होटल, तपाईँहरूलाई थाहा छ होला. हजुरलाई मलाई क्वेसन सोध्नु भएको स्टुडेन्टलाई what I would like to ask is, when I was a student of your age, मलाई त्यो होटलको बारेमा A to Z थाहा थियो. अहिले त बिर्सिसकेँ मैले. how it is made. The video, I think Robin sir हजुरले नि हेर्नु
Yes,
भएको होला, it is
exactly,
so
exactly,
interesting,
exactly.
interesting that so have you watched that video in YouTube?
Yes, sir. One of my friend is in Dubai, and he was also working in the same property. So a little bit I know about that property,
Okay,
but
so
not in a
मैले
depth. Yes,
what I
sir.
personally suggest is आफ्नो कलेज र प्र्याक्टिकल सेसन्स भन्दा बाहिर गएर पनि घरमा एकछिन खेल्ने पब्जी खेल्नुहुन्छ होला अथवा कुनै गेम खेल्नुहुन्छ होला, त्यो गेम खेल्ने टाइममा चाहिँ एकछिन यसो मोबाइलमा राम्रो रिसर्चको कुराहरू त्यो गुगलमा गएर टक्क सर्च गर्ने होइन, हस्पिटालिटी इन्डस्ट्री, वाट इज इन्डस्ट्री, कहाँ गइरहेछ, नेपालमा कतिवटा होटल आउँदैछ, नयाँ नयाँ कुन कुन होटलले चाहिँ डिल गर्यो, कुन होटल आउन लागेको छ. डु यु नो हु इज द सेराटन द्याट आइ एम टकिङ अबाउट, काठमाडौँमा एउटा सेराटन भन्दैछ, त्यो त्यो कुन कम्पनीले चाहिँ कसले चाहिँ अन गर्छ त्यो प्रपर्टी?
I have listened about the Sheraton. It is not current, might not be in current operation, but uh, I have researched about that hotel, but not about the actual group. I don't know about the actual group.
ओके, सो मैले तपाईँलाई यस्तो क्वेसन गरेर उ गर्न खोजेको, एउटा इन्ट्रेस्ट हुन्छ क्या मलाई. पहिला पहिला कस्तो हुन्थ्यो भन्दा ब्याच पढ्दा भोलिपल्ट सबै इन्फर्मेसन मलाई थाहा हुन्थ्यो क्या. सो त्यो त्यति बेला गफ दिन्थ्यो, तर त्यो मेरो दिमागमा बसिरहन्थ्यो, यसले बनाउन लागेको, यति यति पैसाको लगानी हो, यसरी बन्न लागेको, यस्तो यस्तो केस चलिरहेछ, द होटल इज गोइङ टु बी लाइक दिस. You know, the Sheraton page, the page, official page of Sheraton, it already has the pictures of the property that is coming up with a beautiful lobby, beautiful banquets. If you have been to, I went to that website long time back, around 5-6 months back, but I still remember. So मैले भन्न खोजेको चाहिँ तपाईँले आफ्नो मेन स्ट्रिमलाइन जे छ काम गर्नुहुन्छ, कलेज जानुहुन्छ, त्योभन्दा बाहिरी कुरामा पनि अब बेसिकली इफ यु आर फोकस्ड इन नेपालको हस्पिटालिटी इन्डस्ट्री इन फ्युचर, यु वान्ट टु कम ब्याक एन्ड work for your own country, then you will have to be connected with the people. How many of you use LinkedIn? If I'm not wrong, sir, we have shared our LinkedIn today. So you need to have a profile in corporate world. Let's say you would have a good profile, and then can be also viewed by people. Maybe you also get some opportunities over there.
Okay, now Navin Kandeli is also raising his hand. Navin, are you there?
Yes, sir.
You can unmute yourself and ask your question, Navin.
Okay, sir.
It is better to
Shall I start?
it is better to turn you on your video as well.
Oh, okay, sir.
So there are other questions also in the chat box. So
yes, sir. I'll be going with them, sir.
Hello, sir. Hello. Yes, sir. Shall I start?
Yes, you are audible. You can go on.
Most of us are still like confused whether to choose kitchen department or which department we should go for. So I want to ask you some tips like in choosing department.
So see, what I see is which department you are interested in is what you choose. In my life, I used to be interested in kitchen department first, but as I said, with every day developing your skills, every day developing everything, every day knowing new people, every day increasing the level of confidence that you have, then you can still be in the kitchen department because it is a very great potential department that you can work for. It also has a very good future, and you can also shift other department if you want. That is that totally depends upon you. तपाईँको passion के हो? भात पकाउने, दाल पकाउने मात्र होइन kitchen, हैन? So you already know that. So if you can work for around 12 hours a day, or if you are ready to work for 16 hours, you know, long time back I used to work for 18 hours a day. So when I was a trainee, so think, yeah, let's change the department because people are trying to कसैले पनि सुन्नेवाला छैन. So let's move to front. So that is how I changed in my career. So I believe you have understood that.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank
And
you.
we have Usa Gurung. She has also written a question. Usa, can you ask your question to Robin sir? You can unmute yourself and turn on your video. She's a passed out student, and she's working
Okay.
as a front office executive in Megauli Tas Serai Resort.
So hello,
Wow,
namaste
wow,
everyone.
beautiful property.
Uh, so my question, I mean, it's just I was just wondering that being a crown property, that uh, in your property there, the workers they work shift wisely, like they as per the standard work hour, or as per the flexibility and depends on the work. So
So,
I just wondering.
sure, sure. So, I believe you are working in a hotel, so you already know. Whenever we used
Mm-hmm.
to study in our bachelor's level, also we were said, hotel ma आउने time हुन्छ जाने time हुँदैन, right? So if you
Yes,
guys have that or not, त्यसरी पढ्नु
yes.
होइन. So this industry is totally different. Like आज तपाईँ बिहान 9 बजे आउनुहुन्छ, 5 बजे घर जानुहुन्छ, still tomorrow if you come at 9:15, तपाईँकै गल्ती हो
Mhm.
होइन, because you are late. So बेलुका तपाईँ ढिलो जानुहुन्छ, if your company is good enough to appreciate you, yeah, they will appreciate, and then if they are not good enough to appreciate you, they will not. So it is totally different in different companies, I know. So what I know here is hamro we have three different shifts in the
Mhm.
day, and then one night shift is there, okay? Morning and day shift, and then the evening shift basically. So it is 8 hours, and yes, every day, like moreover in working days, let's say a comparison in a ratio, let's say in 7 days, maybe we'll have to stay back at work for around 2 days, in 2 days, in 2 days in a week, we'll have to stay some more hours, because in this industry our guest यति बेला आउँछ, and then we'll have to check in them first and then go back home. After आफ्नो भिजा त पहिले गरेर सबै रेडी राख्नु भएको छैन, so you're working in front office department, so you get everything ready, you allocate all the rooms perfectly, and then you only look after that specific group, and then you'll have to check them in and then complete the work and then go back home, and then यो गर्दा गर्दै 2-3 घन्टा चट गइसक्छ. So that is how it works in our industry. This is how it works in our industry. So that is it. So अलिकति एक्स्ट्रा आवर्स त हामीले दिएकै छौँ, दिनु
Mhm.
परिरहेको पनि छ. So it is changing every day. हाम्रोमा यहाँ चाहिँ हामीले धेरै नै कम गरिसकेका छौँ. We approach people to go back home on time, and then we also approach people to come on time. Obviously they will come on time, but go back home भन्दा चाहिँ हामी सबैजनालाई चाहिँ टाइममा घर जानु भन्ने चाहिँ हाम्रो कल्चर छ अफिसमा. That is how we develop here.
Okay, thank you for your answer, sir.
Sorry, should we move to the questions in the chat box? I saw some
I think I have already addressed
messages over
those
there.
questions, sir. I've asked them to
Okay,
ask
okay,
you personally, so these questions were addressed. Nisani Tamang
okay,
is
sir.
also raising hand. Nisani, if you have any questions, you can unmute yourself, turn on your video, and then ask question. Nisani, if you are getting me,
Someone is writing something.
Sam Adhikari, if it
No.
is so, then you can unmute yourself and ask your question as well. I think it is Sampaneswar. Sorry, sir, I'm not in home, so can you
Okay, so
can you rewrite your question so that I can address it once again, if it is so?
let me check if he has. If I think he has already written the question.
Yeah,
Sam,
yeah.
I'm already in your question. Hello,
I
home internship in
I
Crown
think
Plaza.
Crown Plaza was addressed. Let me check.
How much vacancy does Soaltee Crowne Plaza?
I think I've asked
Hold.
that question as well.
Whole question is not.
I don't mind internship in Crown Plaza. How easy it is? Yes, I had asked this question. Robin Bosnet had asked the question, and I had linked this question with that question as well. I feel so. I've also asked the question regarding the vacancy of Soaltee Crowne Plaza.
One thing about the vacancy that we publish, uh, that's what he wants to know about. So Sam, if you can, if you can hear me, just let me answer your question. So you have asked that how satisfied are the staff in the hotel industry in Nepal? So average salary of a Nepalese in Nepal is much more lower than a salary earned by a hotelier in Nepal. My question answer obviously than the average salary earned by a person in Nepal. And another question that he asked was about the vacancies. So vacancy is always published on Wednesdays in the Himalayan Times newspaper by Soaltee Crowne Plaza. Not every Wednesday, whenever we have requirement, like once in a month or once in the 4 months, somehow it is printed on Wednesdays only. So that is what I want to make clear. And not only our hotel, all the hotels or all the vacancies will be published in the Himalayan Times on Wednesdays and also in the website. So you already know about IHG, and what I suggest you is you go to the career page of IHG, and then you can submit your profile over there also. That is how you can apply.
Okay, I've
Sir,
seen
I think I answered you.
Nisa. Okay, yeah, yes, sir. And Nisa Bodel is also raising her hand. Nisa, you can unmute yourself, turn on your video, and ask question. She's our third semester student.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Nisha.
I hope you can hear me, sir. And I've got a quick question. To ask,
Yes,
sir.
yes,
This
yes.
one is for the Mr. Robin, sir. And you know that we should not miss before taking over the hotel industry. I mean, like you like you would done it before starting your career in the hotel industry. Like we are the new generation and we are about to take this over. So what we should not miss it before we begin. That's all I wanted to know.
So sure. So yeah, I have some better experiences in this industry. Like I shared the experience, my life and my career. Till now is those days when I 17, 18, I used to walk around 18 for the company. I was so dedicated, like I was going to get something from that company itself. So it is not what I want you guys to do. It is not something that the companies nowadays want you to do. 18 घन्टा काम गर्यो अनि त्यसपछि घर गयो, you just around 4 hours to is not true. That is not totally right. That is what I did very wrong in my life. And right now I try to do a very perfect life and work balance, let's say. Yeah, I try to get back home very soon on time and then use my time with my family. So that is what
So
I
this
think I made a mistake. And then whenever you are working, like I also mentioned that uh, a story, a line on Donkey about that hard work, or Donkey obviously does the hardest work in the world, like carry the target. It's not like what I did mistake. What I think I did mistake was I was working for around 18 hours a day, and then those days, I used to affect my study also. I am a very average student actually. I was not the best student in class, and हुन सक्थ्यो होला best पनि तर I spent a lot of time in the hotel itself. मेरो food production I used to get night, whereas मेरो housekeeping is not the subject that जम्मा 60-65 आउँथ्यो. So that is not something what I was. But as I said, I was average student, and then you need to focus on your studies basically, and then get the right points only. So or do not waste time like me in the industry if you go in for the days. do your best
So we should
in
not
your
spend
working
our
time,
rest
like
of the
for the
time
8 hours.
direct industry.
Sorry.
Sorry, I meant to we should not be spending our rest of the time before we take over to industry. I mean, we have to regular on call instead of working 18 hours to more in the industry before it.
Exactly. That is what I mean. You need to not even अब
How about
बुकमा जति
experiences?
छ त्यो त छ it is not yeah. So about the experiences, I said already said, now the internet has made the world so easier, like you can get experience. How does a hotel operate, in TV channels also you can get different things. When I was in the year 2012, there were few shows only TV मा पनि थोरै थोरै प्रोग्राम आउँथ्यो. So I was so much interested in the kitchen department. मलाई त्यो एउटा डिस आज यति बजे पाक्छ है भनेपछि I used to wait for that dish and then I used to work a lot. What I mean is, I wanted to see that dish being cooked, and then I used to wait for around 3 more hours just for that one dish only. And then I used to show the rest, whatever the process it is, and back home. त्यो गर्दा गर्दै टाइम मैले वेस्ट गरेँ जस्तो.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. What you would like to consider a experience or a good courses hour we should attend?
Like I didn't understand properly.
Sorry, I think I'd like to repeat it again. What would you consider the best, either the experiences or we should be on our study, highly focused on our studies?
So for now, if I'm not wrong, you are in the third semester, right?
Yes, currently, sir.
So for now, you totally be in your curriculums, and yes, after your curriculums, you go back home. Like I said, the story that I was telling you before, you can spend your good time in internet with basic outlining of the industry. You do not need internship period, that is 1 year. मेरो बेलामा चाहिँ we used to I was the first batch, I think, that started for the internship for 1 year. I was the first batch, because before my batch they used to go for 6 months only. So 6 महिना मात्र हुन्थ्यो. They didn't I believe that they didn't get that much of exposure. So that is why I wanted to join the hotel first and then shift back again with the internship. So I have worked a lot, and then meanwhile I could hamper my studies also. So that is why I don't want you to go to work physically right now. You have the basic idea, you try to improve your skills through internet or by your books only, and later when you will be sent to your internship, just give your best. Those times you'll just have to learn. त्यति बेला चाहिँ if you work for 12 hours and learn something, then yes, please. But what I mean is, life and work balance also is important.
So we should not be rushing to get into work before the graduation starts.
Right. Not for now. Not for now.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, there is another question in the chat box. Abhishek Bhandari, first semester students, right? Sir, any suggestions would you like to give to the first semester students? Since he has just joined the BSM level, he wants suggestion from your part.
Sure, sir. So what I know is, those people who are asking questions here, चाहिँ उहाँहरू नै हो क्या. They know कि they अब के गर्ने बाटै थाहा छैन, so they're asking the questions. So what a first semester student can do is, for now the most important thing for you is developing yourself. So the first thing is, तपाईँको कलेजमा you will have a uniform right now, that try to maintain that in that standard. कि last semester सम्म पनि त्यो your dress will look so adorable on you that teachers will also praise every day. Look at his grooming or her grooming, that he looks so perfect. And then you from the base of the books, all the books, the first semester books will have the basic basic knowledge about the industry. So this is the most important part that you are in right now. Basic so I don't know which book you study, but let's take an example of which department. Let's say housekeeping. So housekeeping, the first semester I'm looking for, what are the types of floor, what are the types of floor, what are the types of lights, maybe you study or not. So what is a caddy, यस्तो यस्तो कुराहरू, अब caddy भनेको के हो, who is a maid, this all kind of thing, त्यो त यसरी छुट्टीमा आउनु पऱ्यो कि यो कुरा त सिकाइरहने भन्ने नै, this should not happen in your lifetime. Go through your books every day and you need to maintain your हुन्छ नि त्यो बेसैबाट बलियो हुनु पऱ्यो भने जस्तो, this is the base. So you need to have that blooming and then that kind of skillful mindset to study further.
Okay, thank you, Robin sir. Now we have Sriram Saha sir, our faculty of housekeeping. Sriram sir, would you like to have any discussions with Rabin Ranabhat sir? Sriram sir is there. Sriram sir, you can unmute yourself and have if you are there. Okay, I'll get back to Sriram sir after a while. We also have Soros Baral sir. He is the program coordinator of BHM at Lumini ICT College. Soros sir, can you give us some suggestions and feedback? Soros Baral sir.
Thank you, Robin sir. So, first of all, I'd like to thank Robin sir and the Balkumari BSM department for conducting the fourth webinar with Rabin Ranabhat sir. I strongly believe that this type of the virtual communication will be fruitful for the students as well as the hospitality professionals. And I'd like to thank for the Robin sir for highlighting so many topics. Hope that students will get benefited. So I have a message for those students currently who are reading BHM, maybe in the first semester or the third semester. So I know you have a lot of queries or the worries regarding your career, regarding your internship, job, and the placement. So just pause on that. Just now, just focus on your skills, develop yourself, and from the day one, just you belongs to the hospital industry, so try to be hospitable as much as you can. So your people around of you, maybe with your family, your friends, they have a lot of expectation regarding you. So how much the industry will expect from you after your 4 years bachelor. So if you start develop all those things from day one, and all those positive skills, attitude, behavior will transform and reflect on your career. I know that you'll have a good quality, moderate life in a hospital industry. And so I have a few messages for those students who have completed a BHM degree. So my suggestion is that start working. So if you have completed BHM, just start working. And I know that lots of you are working in operation level or the mid level, uh, and uh, so be prepared for that. And the main thing is don't compare with your staff, and don't compare with all those managers. You are girls, you have to read your role. In case that skills is lacking, try to learn and to qualify for the right post. To the necessary positive attitude is necessary. So on the last, Robin for highlighting so many topics, and
Thank you.
thank you, Balkumari College.
Now we also have Sambhu Maji sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sambhu sir, would you like to share a few words with us?
Sure, sure. I missed a lot of the things that were discussed during earlier because there was the issues of electricity. Uh, my bad coincidence. Last time also I missed much of the thing. Currently also I missed much of the thing. But whatever the thing had been discussed in the team, in the panel, the things are quite similar what we expect from this hospitality industry, that there will be much more challenges in coming days now onwards. It will not be so easy, but as we know, where there is challenge, there is opportunity. We will we shall not lose our hope. When the sun set, definitely sun rises, and the good sunshine or the sunshine that we receive on our body at the earlier time is much more beneficial for us. So I hope we should not lose our patience. Positiveness should be on us. Thank you, Balkumari team, Robin sir, Prakash sir, and our distinguished guest, Rabin Ranabhat sir, for making the event successful. I hope the students have learned much more from this webinar program. Uh, Even in this webinar sessions, I have also learned most of the things that to maintain the relation, there should not be the physical appearance. We can manage the relationship online as well, where we can create a virtual experience of ours. So by saying this much, I want to short my speech. Thank you, Balkumari.
And Robin sir, we have another question in the chat
Thank you
box.
so much. Thank you so much.
Santosh Gurung writes, hello sir, are we
Thank you.
likely to get an opportunity in the hotel industry after this massive crisis as this before?
So this question is something what I feel is uh, understanding the level of COVID-19 for now, people will not travel recently. So whenever people will not travel, you will have less guests in the hotel, and less guest also means less staff. So for now, I exactly don't think, this is my personal view, I exactly don't think that the recruitment will happen for now, because it is pretty difficult for the owners of the companies, because it is a profit making business after all. So it is difficult for the owners also, will have to understand that also, to do the new hires. So for now, I think this will impact, the new hire will impact till, this is my perception, okay, this is not the truth, or this is not justified. Till December, I don't think uh, any recruitment will be done by the hotels till December, is what I believe, because they will have the staffs that has been working for the property, and now it's June, so July, August, September, October, November, December. So just 6 more months. I don't think it will happen till December, is what I believe, sir. After that, yes, obviously, situation will change. We all are confident about that. Everything doesn't remain for a long time, so situation will change, and then it will bounce back so great that Nepal will be really a great country for tourism.
Okay, thank you, sir. Now I'll move to the another session of our webinar. It is known as saying of the day. I will like to hear your words that the panelists or the speaker have used in this session. And the saying of the day goes like this: hotels want their staffs to be potential, so we have to keep on building our skills. Rabin Ranabhat sir has added these lines during his timing with us today. Hotels want their staffs to be potential, so we have to keep on building our skills. And I also love the another word. Donkey carries a lot of load, but it is not the king of the jungle. It is also a good one. But since we are from the hotel industry background, I kept the saying of the day from the hotel industry itself. last time I'd like to repeat, hotels want their staff to be potential, so we have to keep on building our skills. Now I'd like to ask Prakash sir to conclude this webinar, and at the end हामीले के गर्छौँ भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ हामी सबैजनाले चाहिँ आफ्नो भिडियो चाहिँ अन गर्छौँ र भिडियो अन गरिसकेपछि सबैजनाले नमस्ते गर्छौँ, सो द्याट विल हेभ अ स्विट मेमोरी र स्विट फोटो चाहिँ हामीले लिने भन्ने हिसाबले हामी सबैको चाहिँ भिडियो अन गर्छौँ हामीले चाहिँ लास्टमा। र म बिफोर आई wrap up my timing, last time I'm like to send the link of the attendance. If you have missed the link of, if you have missed to make your attendance, then it is the last time I'm sending you the link. And I'm grateful to Rabin Ranabhat sir. Rabin Ranabhat sir is the Crowne Meeting Executives of Soaltee Crowne Plaza for his valuable time that he had provided us to Balkumari College. And I'd also like to thank Prakash Pandey sir for moderating today's show. And I'd like to also like to thank all the students of Balkumari College, International, Kantipur International College, since I have the attendance link as well. There are few students from Kantipur International College, Kathmandu as well. And we have attendance from International College, Sambu sir has done, and I don't think there are more students. So I'd like to thank Sambu sir, Saroj Baral sir, and Sudeep Pokhrel sir was also there in the beginning, but I'm not finding him now. I'll also like to thank our faculty member, Siram Saha sir. And then I'll also like to thank our office assistant, Surya Khadka sir, and all my dear students for being here. And now I'd like to hand this virtual floor to Prakash Pandey sir. He'll be concluding the event, and after that we'll be taking a photo. Prakash sir, it's over to you now.
Thank you, Rabin sir. Thank you, Rabin sir. So first of all, I would like to give my heartfelt thanks to our Rabin Ranabhat sir. So I have requested him for just only 1 hour, but he already provided us more than half an hour also. Thank you so much, Rabin Ranabhat sir. And especially I would like to thank our Rabin Sharma sir for hosting it properly, hosting this webinar, and Sambhu Nagu sir, Saroj Baral sir, and all the dear students who have participated in this webinar. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rabin Ranabhat sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ramchala.
Okay, now shall we take the photos? I request all the students and our guests to turn on their video. Sorry, it's video. Yes, so that we can take a quick photo of ours. And before that, Rabin sir, would you like to add a few words, a few sentences at the end, sir? Just a quick roundup.
So what would like what I would like to add is this industry is something like people will never stop until and unless it is about COVID-19. So let's COVID-19. People will always like to eat. Always like to travel, and they would always like to see new places. So this industry is something that will never. You are in the industry, you just need to only so that no one can even say yo man chahi thik chaina mero lagi yahi manche chahi chahiyo bhanne chahi hoस्, so that companies will come to you like in that way that you not have to go for the companies. So that is what I'd like to say, sir, and this is my end sentence, let's say.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. ल हामी सबैजना चाहिँ नमस्ते गरौँ so that we can take a good photo. And it is good that Rabin sir, we reached 82. We have 82 maximum participants आजको चाहिँ हाम्रो चाहिँ 82 थियो र it is the highest till date, sir. आजसम्म चाहिँ अघि मैले भनेको थिएँ it was around 66. फ्राइडे हामीले चाहिँ पोखरा ग्रान्डको जनरल म्यानेजर रोशन खवास सरसँग गर्दाखेरि it was 66. Now we have created a history. We are 80. We were 82, and now we are 57. But at one time we were 82.
So sorry to interrupt. हजुरले यो भन्दा लास्ट सेसन कोसँग भन्नु रुपेश श्रेष्ठ कि तिमल सिन्हा?
हाम्रो सेकेन्ड वेबिनार रुपेश तिमिल सिन्हा सर, हाम्रो आयत रिजेन्सी एसिस्टेन्ट फ्रन्ट अफिस म्यानेजर. He was also
I know him.
interested.
I know him. He's like
Yes,
my brother. So he
yeah,
taught me.
yes. I had also asked him to join today's seminar, but he had told that he had meeting. I had meeting in virtual floor, so he will not be able to join today. I'd asked him to join as well. Okay, ल हामी सबैजना नमस्ते
Okay.
गरौँ so that we can take a good photo.
Okay.
सबैजना नमस्ते गरौँ. It is 1, 2, and 3. Okay, thank you very much. एउटा अर्को पनि लिउँ. कसैको पिक्चरहरू यताउति भइदिन सक्छ. So let us take one more photo. सबैजना भिडियो अन गरौँ. So it's again 1, 2, 3. ल thank you very much. We had a sweet memory, and after about 1 hour, you'll be receiving your e-certificates as well as a certificate of attendance in today's webinar. Thank you all. Thank you, Rabin Ranabhat sir, for a wonderful time. Our students might have been fruitful throughout this session. They have got a lot of inspiration, a lot of motivation words from your sides. Thank you so much. And Prakash Pandey sir, thank you so much for this moderation. Thank you so much for this wonderful moderation, Prakash sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
sir.
so
Thank
much,
you
Rabin
for
sir.
that
Thank you, Rabin
wonderful.
Ranabhat sir. एकदमै खुसी लाग्यो सर, समय दिनुभयो. सबैजनालाई धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद मेरो तर्फबाट पनि. आजको प्रोग्राम एकदमै राम्रो. 83 पार्टिसिपेन्ट्स भन्नुभयो हाम्रो रबिन सरले. निकै राम्रो लाग्यो. अब हेर्दै जाउँ, अब आउने अरू वेबिनारहरूमा यस्तो हुँदै जाओस्. हाम्रो रबिन राणावत सर जस्तो पर्सनालिटीहरूलाई हामी वेलकम गर्दै जान पाऊँ.
एन्ड अघि रबिन सरले भन्नुभएको जस्तै सोल्टी क्राउन प्लाजाको जस्तै हाम्रो सोच पनि अलिकति चाहिँ एजेड हुन त इन्डस्ट्रीमा अलिकति एज फ्याक्टरले पनि अघि रबिन बस्नेतले पनि क्वेसन सोधेको थियो. अफकोर्स एज फ्याक्टरले पनि केही न केही त रोल प्ले गर्छ. तैपनि वी आर टार्गेटिङ टु ब्रिङ यङ इन्डस्ट्रियलिस्ट वेबिनारहरूमा, किनभने अलिकति जो एजेड हुनुहुन्छ उहाँहरू इन्डस्ट्रीको चाहिँ उहाँहरूसँग दे हेभ लट अफ नलेजेस related हेर्नु पर्दाखेरि, but the young industrialists they have completed the bachelor's level, they have completed the master's level in the similar discipline, same discipline मा at least होटल म्यानेजमेन्टमै अथवा ट्राभल टुरिज्ममा उहाँहरूले गर्नु भएको हुन्छ. त्यसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ it can be a type of link between the theoretical and the practical and the industry as well. त्यसले गर्दाखेरि हाम्रो स्टुडेन्ट्सहरूलाई अलिकति बेनिफिसियल पनि होस् भन्ने हिसाबले हामीले त्यो वेमा नै हामीले वेबिनारहरू रन गरिरहेको छौँ सर.
Ekdam राम्रो छ sir. You should continue this kind of webinars and meetings. Like it is very, people, the students will know कोही त रहेछ है पनि बस्न सकिँदो have to go ahead भन्ने is the main concept that will be removed from their brain is what I believe, sir.
Exactly, sir. Okay, thank you very much all of you. Now I'll be ending this meeting as well.
Thank you.
सबैलाई धेरै धन्यवाद.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Thank you.
Bye bye and bye bye and
Thank you so much.
see you soon with our 5th webinar.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir. Sure.
ल
soon, sir.
Okay. Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Take care, everyone.
Bye bye.